Cobalt is an element, and they'll think it has something to do with the periodic table of elements, and
Then the periodic table is going to sue with Mojang for it.
The IEEE or whoever owns it now, I have no idea. Yeah.
Someone actually owns the. I guess someone has to own
the
periodic
standards
table.
organization.
Hmm.
It's the guy, the ISO, IEC, the guys who actually make all the standards, all the metric stuff.
Really?
I can guarantee they probably.
I mean, I guess everyone owns. Everything is owned by someone. I guess you just don't normally think about that. I guess.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Quite interesting.
But yes, do we have any release date on Cobalt?
We do not have a release date as far as I can see. Scrolling.
You're gonna have to pay Bethesda if you keep saying that.
Yeah. No, there's none on here as far as I know.
All right. Well, we'll try to keep you up to date with that because it's cool to see a game that's actually in the near future rather than Scrolls, which is not going to be going into open beta, I think, till later this year. Or if my quiz answer was correct.
Yeah, or later. Yeah. I don't even know.
But this looks interesting. I plan on playing it probably.
It looks like a very cool game. It's very cool that Mojang, with the amount of money they made, are not sucking and not doing anything with it.
Yeah,
they're going to help as many little guys as they can.
And I want them to stay this way. I really hope they don't end up making big games all the time.
This past week, a major company tried to buy them.
And I'm assuming he just gave them a certain finger and told them to leave, yeah.
I don't think he did that.
I don't know. He seems like he's not very good at being that nice to certain people. To people who are jerks, I guess. I don't know. But Notch is awesome. I think that's all we have for Minecraft Corner.
I don't think there's anything else either. I mean...
Which, I mean, no biggie. That took up almost half of this part of the show, so... Minecraft Corner is slowly but surely just turning into Minecraft Side. Like, it's just going to be an entire half of our show eventually.
Well, you had plenty of listeners. I mean, you listening peoples out there in the universe, tell us what you think about it.
Yes, I definitely know a fair number of people who listen who play Minecraft, so I would assume that
the people out there who listen to us, thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. Yes.
It really means a lot.
We legitimately love you.
Yes, talk to us on Facebook, and we'll talk back, because that's how cool we are.
Yes, we actually got a comment from some dude that we didn't know on our little advertisement of ourselves on Facebook, and I gotta say, if I don't know you, then your comment is awesome. Like, it gets even better when I see someone that I don't know in everyday life talking on there, because that makes you really cool.
I can't say your name, but you mentioned on the WWSP 90FM page, which you can also like on Facebook if you want to.
Yes.
Or you can also like Tech Lounge and Gaming Generation Stevens Point.
Yes, which eventually will be on our Facebook, I believe.
If you wanted to go to Facebook, that's totally up to you.
Yes.
If you have a Facebook.
We are never commanding you. We are not your video gaming
We have no
overlords.
affiliation with Facebook. We can't command you to do anything. But if you wanted to, you could like Tech Lounge here in Stevens Point on Facebook, and you can like Gaming Generation Stevens Point on Facebook.
The gaming Triforce, if you will, coming together, working as one.
Yes. Very, very cool. Yep. But yeah.
Yes. All right. You got the remnants of the stories over there. So if you want to pick what we'll be talking about for the final 10 minutes here, you are more than welcome to. The final 10 minutes
of our show, 90 terabytes of alternative gaming. We talked a little bit ago about dedicated servers with Modern Warfare. Yep. Battlefield 3 will have an in-game server browser, but not perfectly in-game.
Yeah.
You have to minimize the game to change servers.
Which is weird.
But they said it works really quick and it's really good.
Okay. So it's not going to be like every time you try to drop a Valve game.
And this was a bash to Steam, and it's not this article, but I know I read it on one of these by the developers. And they were saying when Steam is running, and you're playing, say, Team Fortress, Steam is running.
Yeah.
Steam is taking up CPU and bandwidth and all this stuff underneath your game.
Mm-hmm.
They say when you use Origin to play Battlefield 3, it's not going to do that.
It's going to drop Origin from the processes, basically? Yeah. Okay.
Which is a brilliant idea.
It's a great idea, actually.
It is, because this game is huge.
It's going to take specifically a ton of bandwidth. With that, or is that a standard feature of Origin?
I don't know. Maybe it's a standard feature of Origin.
Because then I actually have to give them credit for one thing, I guess. Then. Yeah. We have to at least say that they did one thing right.
But we don't know that yet.
Yeah.
We don't know that. But it's huge. I know there's going to be a lot of people playing Battlefield 3. The console people really don't have much choice in this at all. I believe they probably don't get dedicated servers in any way.
I don't think any console game has really done dedicated servers. So, I mean...
I don't think so.
But, I mean, really a console might as well be a dedicated server.
In itself.
Yeah.
Because you can't play with people online who aren't computers.
Exactly.
They're going to obliterate you. There's no latency problems on some people's computers. My computer doesn't have a latency problem. No. When I play any game like Star Wars or the Old Republic, I mean, World of Warcraft, I'm always the first one out of the gate.
What if you were to play, say, a local server hosted in South America? Might have some latency issues.
Well, if they were in South America, they'd still beat me by, the 10 nanoseconds that they would.
Exactly.
But, yeah. Any other stories we have to talk about?
The one that you had open earlier, this Razer one's interesting.
It's interesting.
I saw they had a magazine insert, actually.
Yeah, they had.
Or not magazine, it was
took
Wall
out
Street
a
Journal?
whole page of the Wall Street Journal.
Yes.
A whole page saying that PC gaming is going to be super strong. It's not dead.
They keep doing this, PC gaming's not dead thing, which is okay-ish. I mean, whatever. I don't think anyone really thought PC gaming was dead, but they make really interesting statements.
They're trying to prove it.
Yeah, they make really interesting statements about console gaming, and that's the closedness of console gaming. Because console games are inherently closed because they have interest in making you buy their specific console.
Consoles are
otherwise.
closed proprietary formats. This is a quote from them. While PC is an open platform with much more potential, true, but to have the shame is the conflated point of the denials of death.
Yes. So, honestly, I really liked it, and yet somehow slightly had a little bit of disdain somewhere hidden for it, just because they seemed like they were trying a little bit too hard to make it sound epic.
They have a website that is very vague, and it doesn't tell you much. I think it's on PCGamingIsNotDead.com, I believe.
And it's got a timer on it.
It's got a timer that ends at August 26th at 4 p.m., I believe, Eastern Standard Time.
And no one's really 100% sure of what it is yet.
Yeah, nobody knows, but that's when Deus Ex comes out in England, but it also comes out at Steam at midnight, so it doesn't work. So they're all unrelated. Nobody knows what's going to happen on Friday, which is Friday here, August 26th at 4 p.m. So if you want to be on that website at that time,
I think I probably
see
will
something
be,
really cool.
It sounds interesting. I like
It's
these
not
kind
gonna
of
They're not going to
weird
unveil a new
things with
mouse or
gaming.
something. I see this is a lot bigger than that.
Yeah, I would assume it. Well, honestly, though, it could be something like that's going to be their next time they make a statement or something. So it might not be like monstrous, but it might just be like, okay, we just released a commercial or something. Quick, tune to yada yada yada, or like here you can stream the commercial now, yada yada yada. But either way, it's cool. I like seeing a dedicated advertisement like firm, I guess, for computer gaming, because there's really not one that could exist right now. Because computer isn't a console; it's a computer. It is multiple purposes in the console game. Or computer gaming is just a facet of it, and that's not really all owned by one person.
Yeah.
So it's cool to finally see some way that you can actually advertise. Because you see PS3 advertisements, you see Xbox advertisements, you see Wii advertisements. You don't see computer advertisements for specifically gaming, which we could see with this, which would be interesting.
Yeah, that's completely true. And yeah, I mean, PC gaming is huge. I mean, World of Warcraft is huge, and the next behemoth coming out for the MMO market is Star Wars: The Old Republic. And we were worried a while ago that Star Wars: The Old Republic would be using Origin.
Yeah.
Exclusively and purely, that you have to have Origin to even open the game and patch it. But out on the website for Star Wars: The Old Republic, you are not required to use Origin desktop client to download, patch, play the game client in any way.
Yes.
So it doesn't even matter. You can even purchase the game through Origin, and you don't even have to play it through Origin. So basically, it's going to make another icon on your desktop, kind of like other things. But I mean, Steam.
There's a lot of Steam games that do that though. Too.
There's a lot of Steam games that do that, but there's a lot of Steam games that require you to have Steam on and open to even open the game.
Yes.
I mean, I would
actually say that's
there are
something I
some
really never
Steam games
noticed.
that even require you to have internet.
Yeah, and I would say I didn't really think about that too much before, which I mean, kudos once again, I guess, to Origin for having something that makes you think about that. But I still don't think I'm really that convinced on Origin. But I'm incredibly biased. So
Yeah.
the fact that I have any open mind on this is saying something for Origin, I think, just because that means they had to have made at least a pretty decent point. I still think Games for Windows Live is really dumb, though. All right. What do we want to end out on here? We got about just under 5 minutes, I think, so we can probably fit in one or two more stories. You gave me one over here that I really don't recognize. Anno 2070?
Oh, yes, the Anno series. The Anno series is a German company, I believe, Sunflowers. They work through Ubisoft, so the DRM is pretty crazy on the previous game.
Oh,
the previous
goody.
game that came out was Anno 1404.
Oh, you did tell me about this,
It's an
by the way.
RTS, and I may review it here in a show or two. I don't know. It's an RTS on the PC that basically tries to take kind of like a SimCity sort of thing and resource gathering and etc. to ensure that all the people that you have living in your city get all the stuff they need, and then you beat the other people using weapons.
Yeah. So it's basically the most like in-depth version of an RTS possible.
It is. It's pretty close to that. And the next one coming out is Anno 2070, the year obviously corresponding to when the game is.
Yes. And this is the first one in the future, I remember you saying?
Yep.
Now that I remember
the
what
first
you're talking
one,
about.
I believe, was Anno 1501. It went 1602, 1703, 1404, and now 2070, I think, right?
Yes, 2070.
I don't know how that works. They stopped doing the number thing. That was nice.
I think they probably just have a big like number drawer or something like that they just like randomly get something out of, like, all right, this time it's in the future. Let's go for that.
Yep. But it's in the future this time. Very cool. They have the ability to you choosing between if you want to be the authoritarian, mine everything, destroy everything in your path sort of government, or you can, be the nice, oh, hey, I'm going to do the green sort of thing.
Try to be the the Norway, if you will.
But it's a very cool game.
And the trailer that just came out, this is the actual news story of it, is showing off that apparently you can build like giant underwater cities, which sounds pretty cool, and I don't think you can really do that in any other game. I remember like there's a few things where I think you could construct really big troops on the bottom of the ocean in the first Supreme Commander game.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, but this actually has the different levels, and I'm betting there's a space level once you get it far enough.
Oh, so this is specifically you'd be doing an entire level underwater, or is it there's underwater and you would go up the shore and attack somebody on land somewhere if you wanted to?
What it showed in the video is there was more than one level to the playing field, sort of like in StarCraft where there's cliffs and stuff.
Yeah.
But this is whole two different levels.
That
so
sounds awesome.
You have all the stuff you have underneath and the mining and etc. that's happening underneath the water, and then you have another level that
where
your cities on top of the land are.
And then sea levels, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's very cool. If you really like RTSs out there in the listening universe, if you want to, you can check it out. It's pretty cool. But other than that,
I think that's all there is to say about that. Mm-hmm. And I think we're pretty much done.
Yeah. The 90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming is brought to you by Tech Lounge and Gaming Generations. Stevens Point. The Tech Lounge is located at 1036 Main Street, Stevens Point. So right downtown on the Strip, by the other bars that are near it.
Yes.
And the Fox Theater and other things next.
So if you find yourself getting sick of the fact that bars don't have video games, there's a place there.
Tech Lounge, you can play. It's a game center coffee house. I love spending a little bit of time in there. I don't get to spend that much time because I don't live in Point right now, but it's very cool. The bus stop's right next to it. Yep. And you can play video games there.
I should mention that when I was briefly homeless, that's where I played my video games. So
cool.
they're a very nice place.
Yep. And one of their latest statements was Deus Ex and Human Revolution and the Resurrection map for Call of Duty Black Ops on Xbox are now available to play at the Tech Lounge. If you wanted to.
Craziness.
Yep. And then Gaming Generations, Stevens Point. I don't know exactly the address. Do you know the address to that?
I do not. Does their page actually show it?
Their page does not show it.
Then I am sorry, Gaming Generations, from the bottom of my heart.
We cannot say where your place is.
But, all right, do we want to end on another song from C418, or do we want to just...
We can do that. C418, his brand new album came out called 72 Minutes of Fame. It's a great little album, all online if you wanted to listen to it. He's the guy who makes all the Minecraft music.
Yes.
Very, very cool.
Most of them very long just because of the nature of their songs. Do we want to hunt down kind of a short one here so we don't impede into the next show too much?
And Gaming Generations here in Stevens Point is located at 135 Division Street, Stevens Point, Wisconsin, right behind McDonald's, right next to campus.
Yeah, Perkins, all that.
Yep, they're all right over there. So if you wanted to check out either of the two places, you can. You don't have to. We can't force you to do anything.
There's no instruction here, but just gentle nudging, if you will.
Yep.
All right.
I'm going to play a short song by the man we were talking about.
C418.
Yep. So here is a song called BD08. So yeah, here it is. Here on 90 FM, your only alternative
for gaming.
Oh, and like us on Facebook if you want to. 90 Terabytes of Alternative Gaming. Forgot to shout that today. And you also, if you want to, you can give us a call.
More shelling.
346-2696. So here is the song by C418.